My name is David Goldman. I am pleased to start the meeting. Please welcome yourselves. Congratulations for being here tonight. I'd like to thank our sponsors tonight. First of all, we have a special guest speaker, Julianna Chiarello of Auntie Dolores, who is the sponsor of our meeting tonight. Please give her a big round of applause. Those of you who don't know, Auntie Dolores makes some delightful edible products. And with her tonight is Gabe Greenstein of Capski. And Gabe Greenstein is from the group Capski, which is the California Association for the Safe Production of Cannabis Extracts. They'll be talking later during the meeting, and they'll have plenty of time for questions. So anything you needed to know about edibles and edible preparations, this is the night for you as a patient to get fully informed. So at this point, I also want to thank the staff of the Green Door, and Mario in particular, who's been a great help tonight. And Angel, of course, and David, and all the other people who help us. Please give the Green Door a big round of applause. Now, we do need to tell you that the Green Door has come up with a little bit of a snag on the smoking rule here. Tonight we can medicate using combustion, but starting at the next meeting on the 20th, we may, and this is M-A-Y, we may have to only vaporize. So we want you to be alert to that. So for the next meeting, be prepared to come and only vaporize. We'll know as soon as, we'll let you know as soon as we know one way or the other.
Is that a fire department thing?
I don't know the specifics about why they've suddenly been told they have to only vaporize, but they're trying to correct that and get back to where they were, because this is one of the best experiences for me coming here and being able to medicate here after being at the Green Door. I highly recommend that you come down here right away if they still allow smoking, medicating in the next day or so you can see what a great space we have at the Green Door here. And I also want to thank the staff of the Green Cross, because they are a big supporter of ASA for many, many years. Please give them a big round of applause. And before we introduce the people in the audience tonight, we'd like to introduce the rest of the Corps. Again, I'm Dave Goldman. I'm damn glad to be here.
I'm Michael Cohen. I've been a member of ASA for about a little over 3 years, and I'm glad to be an activist, and I'm damn glad to be here as well.
Good evening, everyone. Tony Bowles, ASA Corps member here on the chapter and community liaison for ASA National here in San Francisco as well.
Hi everybody, Karen Woodson, member of the Corps chapter, and holding down the female vibe tonight.
Hunter Holloman, also a Corps member. I'm also on the task force as well, and I'm up here taking notes, not playing games.
But seriously, Corps friends is all over the screen.
And I want to acknowledge our video guy tonight, Ken Hodnett. Thank you for doing a great job for us. Thanks to Ken, some of our recent videos, you can go to sfsafeaccess.org and see them on our Facebook page. At this point, we want to remind you of the 4 basic rules we have for the meeting at the bottom of your agenda. I hope you picked one up. It asks you not to interrupt, raise your hand, and wait to be recognized by who's ever moderating the conversation at the point we're at. Always assume best intentions and be respectful when disagreeing, and please don't be repetitive. Thank you for doing that. At this point, we want to ask people if they would briefly introduce themselves. So we'll just go around the room and just briefly say hello. Remember, if you need to say something longer or more involved, please wait till open comment at the end.
Hi, my name is Matt. I've been trying to frequent the ASA because I feel that my generation is somewhat apathetic and needs inspiration that looks like them.
Yay. My name is David. I'm a patient.
My name's Daryl.
I'm Albert, and I'm also glad to be here.
Well, Okay, we're going to move on. Hunter is up next.
So some slightly disappointing news on the federal front. There's been reports of 3 more letters being sent from the DOJ to landlords of dispensaries. One of those dispensaries being Shambhala. They've been very open about it and actually shared their letter. So this is really bad news. The letters threaten prison time and asset forfeiture and basically say that they have to close within 45 days. So it's unfortunate that we're seeing these new rounds of letters, and we were kind of hoping that maybe we wouldn't, but.
I'd like to just point out one thing. This was an this is the first MCD to get a letter that was not grandfathered in under the previous lack of regulation before the Medical Cannabis Act of 2005 in San Francisco. And they had to be more than 1,000 feet from a school or an enclosed building that's a rec center. Playgrounds were not in the equation. They're supposedly within 1,000 feet of a playground at 21st and Folsom, but I believe that's only if you literally were to fly there, but not walk there. As the crow flies, it's closer than if you have to walk down a block and then walk, make a right angle turn and walk a few more blocks in the other direction. So it's just as Melinda Hegg, U.S. Attorney, said. She said that the dispensaries that were closest to schools would just be the first of her targets. Tony?
So, in the face of the federal crackdown, a coalition of stakeholders here in San Francisco has gotten together of patients, activists, dispensary operators, others in the industry and community as well. And we're trying to get the mayor and the board of supervisors to act. We need a big statement from them. While we welcome press statements and resolutions, that's not concrete enough. Patients deserve more. So we've actually created a list. Now, some of you might have already been involved in these meetings and calls that we've had, so you know of these asks, but I'm going to go over them for the folks that haven't. So the first one is to direct the city attorney and all city agencies to refuse any request for information about our medical cannabis program, which isn't available by public request unless under the direction of a subpoena. Furthermore, it would require city agencies to require requests from the federal government to be conveyed to the Board of Supervisors and the Medical Cannabis Task Force. Number 2 we have is to develop an expedited re-permitting process for any MCD closed as a result of the federal crackdown that was in good standing with the city. The third one is to introduce and pass an ordinance to file an enthusiastic amicus brief in support of ASA's rescheduling lawsuit. Number 4 is to introduce and pass an ordinance directing the city attorney's office to join the state's petition to reschedule marijuana. That's the one that the governors around the country have been joining. The 5th one is to introduce and pass an ordinance to direct the city's attorney's office to join ASA's 10th Amendment NDCA lawsuit seeking to stop the Fed's medical marijuana crackdown. And the 6th and final one is to follow up with the Board of Supervisors' letter to President Obama to more appropriately reflect the circumstances of the DOJ interference. The last letter didn't include anything about what is happening to our community here, which concerns us. So those are our 6 asks. We have started this campaign by going to the Board of Supervisors hearing today. We'll be going back next week. All of you are welcome to join us next week. 2 p.m., room 250, City Hall. We will provide talking points. So you just have to give, it's 2 minutes of testimony at the end of every Board of Supervisors hearing. And then it's going to culminate in a rally. Right now, we are aiming for April 3rd. We're just waiting on the permit. So we're going to have city officials speaking out, members of the Board of Supervisors, We're trying to get other celebrities maybe to join in the rally so we can get a big draw, a big crowd, because we want press to come out. We want to make a big statement at this rally, and it's either going to be a spank you or a thank you rally. Hopefully by then, the board and the mayor will have stepped up and done something concrete to stand up for safe access and defend our community. So if you want to learn more, you can go to americansforsafeaccess.org/SaveSF.
And we know all you freaky San Franciscos want to spank the board of supervisors, but we're hoping for a thank you action.
Okay, wrong choice of words.
Hunter?
So, although we have had some bad news on the federal front, there's a little bit more good news kind of on the local front. Last Thursday on March 1st, the planning department actually approved another dispensary. So this is the 4th dispensary in basically the last 2 weeks that they've approved. This one's called 72nd, and it's located at the number 70 and then 2nd Street. So it's right off the Market and 2nd Street there, kind of in the financial district. It did not pass by unanimous vote like Green Cross and some of the other ones, which is interesting. And there were two dissenters, including Commissioners Antonini and Fong. But good news, local movement is good.
And for those of you who didn't know, a few weeks ago, 3 other dispensaries, I think it was on February 16th,
Yep.
were approved by the Planning Commission, the Green Cross, for its brick and mortar presence, so it could move beyond.